better to quality of life.
A doubleheader for you because you got your boxing show as well.
That's fun.
Means nothing to me because you know me, I'm usually working on the weekends, so it's like, but I mean, it's just a reminder. It's a reminder.
It's
a reminder.
Poor
It's always something that I have to do.
Oh, I thought you meant like you actually.
Well, even when I'm not on camera, I'm working.
Yeah.
You're doing that for free, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid.
Just wondering.
Ain't no question about that.
All right.
Ain't no question about that.
Well, let's get it. Thursday Night Football features two teams heading in different directions. The 6-6 Dallas Cowboys with an embattled coach face a Bears team in Chicago that has won 3 of their last 4. Here's a look at the NFC playoff picture as it stands today. The Saints are in the driver's seat, followed by Seattle. The Packers rounding out the top 3. Then it's the Cowboys, while the Niners and Vikings currently are in the wild card spots. The Rams and Bears on the outside looking in. Stephen A., when it is all said and done tonight in Chicago, who will be victorious?
Well, listen, the Dallas Cowboys are the better team. Let's just be honest and straightforward about it. But I'm going with the Bears anyway. Hell no, I'm not picking the Dallas Cowboys right now. Got to ride this way, got to ride this momentum. They're going this way. I got to sit up there and jump on that bandwagon. I can't get off of that. You're going into Chicago. Now, the Bears are absolutely horrific offensively. I have no faith in Mitchell Trubisky whatsoever, which is why I was tempted to pick the Cowboys. He's got a 43 QBR, what have you. They got the 28th offense in the passing game, the 28th offense in the rushing game. But I'm not blaming David Montgomery for that. I'm not blaming Anthony Miller or Allen Robinson and those boys about that. I'm blaming Mitchell Trubisky and Matt Nagy as far as I'm concerned. But having said all of that, they are in Chicago. This game. It's Thursday night in Chi-Town. I don't expect the weather. I don't know what the weather conditions are because I didn't check with the meteorologist, but I don't expect it to be warm in Chicago this time of year. I expect it to be a bit frigid, not to mention the fact that defense is a top-ranked defense, like top 5, I think right now they're ranked 4th, 7th against the pass, like 9th against the rush or whatever, but it doesn't matter. That defense is elite. Any kind of struggles that they've had is primarily because their offense has been so dormant, so inept, so inconsistent, so embarrassing at times that they have literally compromise their defense. I don't think that will be the case tonight. The Dallas Cowboys are coming in town. The Bears are like sharks in blood-infested waters. They smell it. It's right there for them. Even though the Dallas Cowboys are the more talented team, and we don't even know if Nagy's a better coach than Jason Garrett, I think the moment itself, with the Bears 6-6 as well as the Cowboys, with them fighting for their playoff lives, knowing they can't afford to lose with Minnesota and Green Bay in the NFC North, I think a level of urgency has been elevated exponentially. I think as a result, they respond to the challenge, and I believe that the Chicago Bears, led by Mitchell Trubisky, I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm holding out hope one last time for this guy. Just one last time, I'm holding out hope for his pathetic self. I believe that Mitchell Trubisky is going to come through tonight, and the Chicago Bears, because to me it would be an upset, will upset the Dallas Cowboys. I'm even going to pick a score for you, Max Kellerman. I'm going to pick the Chicago Bears to win 27-23.
Oh, look at that.
That's where I'm going.
Think 50 points can be scored in that game?
Potentially.
Not so sure.
Potentially.
Cowboys are going to win this game. Now, I know the Bears are 6-6, and the Cowboys don't, only beat teams under 500. But they still not going to beat a winning team after tonight. And I think it's high time, and you've been calling for it, and I think the Cowboys got to realize that. Hand the damn ball to Ezekiel Elliott. It's a short week. Run. And by the way, what travels a running game in defense, particularly on a short week? Let Ezekiel Elliott do his thing. I think they've gotten the message. By the way, all the passing yards that Dak is putting up, and all where the Dallas ranks very high on offense, right? That's against the bad teams. Now, Chicago's not a good team, but Chicago's got a good defense. It would be foolish for them to think they're going to put up a big number on Chicago. They're going to have to rely on their running game and their defense. And fortunately for them, they have a talented defense and one of the best backs in football who's having sort of, because of the way they're using him and because he's not as productive per carry as he's been at other points, earlier in his career, he should really just be in the kind of entering the prime years. He's not having like the same kind of season you thought he might. I think he's due for a big game, and I actually think it's going to come against the stout Chicago defense on the road. And for that reason, I am picking the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen A.
I don't think we can.
They're going to win the game.
Well, listen. Chicago had decent moments, but they had bad moments defensively. This kid Galladay for the Detroit Lions had 4 receptions for 158 yards on Thanksgiving afternoon. They better not let that happen tonight. There's no question about that. But I'm also looking at it from the perspective that Mitchell Trubisky, 29 of 38, 338 yards, just a couple of touchdowns, actually 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. I'm looking at that and I'm saying maybe there's hope. They have won 3 of their last 4. Chicago has won 3 of their last 4. I think that's one of the things we've been lamenting. What we have seen from Mitchell Trubisky so much, we've forgotten that they remembered how to actually win a few games. They've won 3 of their last 4. They're 6-6, just like the Cowboys are. Unlike the Cowboys, their conference isn't pathetic. Okay,
Bears not going to make the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make it, but listen, mathematically, they're still in it. And as a result of that, this elevates the level of urgency for them to win on their home turf tonight against a struggling Dallas Cowboys squad on the road. Now, maybe Dallas will show up and respond. I definitely think they're the better team. I think they're the more talented team. But things are going south with the Dallas Cowboys. And why on earth would I want to jump off that gravy train? I don't want to do such a thing. We want to sit up there and jump on that gravy train. I'm going to jump on it and say Mitchell Trubisky holding out hope for himself one last time. I think he will show up tonight.
Trubisky, the question with him is always, is he Blake Bortles 2.0? Like, as I keep saying about him, what you noticed about him when he turned pro was, whoa, he's fast. Like, he's out running the linebackers.
He needs to run more.
But he's not that accurate down the field.
No, he isn't.
But what we've seen with the Bills, and maybe it's because the Bills were looking at the Ravens. Oh, wait a minute. We need to tailor this more around what our guy can do. The Bills' offense, they made changes, I don't know, 5-6 games ago, and their offense got better because they started doing things that Josh Allen's good at. And maybe the Bears are looking at the Bills and the Ravens and going, okay, we have a fast quarterback who he has an arm, but it's not always that accurate. We're going to have to change some stuff around. But even if they do that, Stephen A., on a short week against a motivated Ezekiel Elliott, and I have to believe they're going to give him the ball. I know until now
not a short week. Both of them played last Thursday.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. For them, it is a full week.
Right.
Nevertheless, it's a good point. Nevertheless, defense and running game travel. And as much as Dak Prescott, this year has kind of been about, what are we going to pay Dak Prescott, or do we franchise him? And he's kind of getting dangerously close to that. Maybe we'll slap a franchise tag on him. Nevertheless, the way you win this game is you hand the ball to Zeke. I think they're going to do it.
Cowboys are without 3 of their starting defensive players, though.
That's right.
Yep, they're banged up on defense. Yeah. It's true.
They are banged up on defense, and on the Chicago side, Eddie Jackson and Prince Amukamara can't be getting confused and mixed up. You know, Amukamara supposedly got burned twice on Thanksgiving afternoon.
Amukamara might not play.
All right, he might not play.
With the hamstring.
Okay, good. I didn't know that. So here's the deal. The fact of the matter is, you can't have any mix-ups in your secondary with Dallas. You can't give up. You can't spot him a couple of touchdowns. You can't do that this time around. But like I said, I'm going to give Mitchell Trubisky a chance. And by the way, 4 rushes for 4 yards. Mitchell Trubisky, I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson is a league MVP candidate. Russell Wilson is a league MVP candidate. Deshaun Watson is a stud. What do they all have in common? They can actually run with the football out of the quarterback position. Mitchell Trubisky, you can run too. Guess what? Don't be running for just 4 yards. Move the chains with your legs, not just your arms. And that'll cause problems for the Dallas Cowboys as well.
That's not on Trubisky. That's on Coach. And Coach was given a ton of credit for scheming up like open receivers all over the field last year. But to me, the reason Harbaugh might be Coach of the Year, even over Tomlin, I think that's a close call, or Shanahan, is because Harbaugh looked at his guy, and this is going back to last year, and said, wait, we got to change a bunch of stuff to maximize what our guy